Shalom. Call Halal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Kwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us his truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word in truth and in sincerity. I'm the brother Yahshua. I'm back with another lesson. All right, and this one is going to deal with the plagues. All right, and we can see, we're well under the plagues, right? The main one being the CV, all right? And the Most High is destroying many, right? Although it's not going to come nigh the elect, all right? So Elam over there, right, in India is being routed out, all right? Either by Satan's devices, which that's what CV is, right? Or the Most High. Ultimately it is the Most High, but you got a lot of Jakes over there, right? No, or any of those Jakes over there of the elect, sure, okay, but the majority of them, right, of the Jakes, the Untouchables, if you will, they're not repentant, all right. So when you hear of like, for example, oh well, Elam, an exorbitant amount of Elamites are over there dying. The Most High is starting with his own sanctuary, which you would be able to deduce that's the 2/3 over there that are part of the house of Israel. All right, so let's go ahead and break this down real quick, and then watch a short film, and then keep it moving. Okay, so this is Psalm 91, and this is talking about the elect right here who are going to be protected. So we know it's not the elect over there that are dying. Psalm 91 and 2, I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my power, in him will I trust. So those Jakes over there, they're praying to Brahma, whatever gods, they're bowing down to cows. All right, so they're not dealing with the Most High. So they're the ones over there dying, but the ones that are being protected, all right, are their name is written in the book, right? What, even whether they know the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua now yet or not, all right, they'll get it, all right. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler, and from the noisome pestilence. Okay. All right, let's jump down to 6. Nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, okay, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Right? Jump down to 10. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. All right? So the Most High is protecting those whose names are written in the book, even over there in Elam, or India is what they call it. So let's watch this. All right, this is David Pakman. David Pakman's show, April 26th, a couple of days ago. And the title is India, which is Elam, collapsing under record CV cases and deaths. All right. Now, the Most High said he's going to start at his house. That points directly at the Untouchables. All right. So let's watch this.
News to start with today, some good, some not so good, and some absolutely terrible, and we're starting there. What is taking place right now in the country of India is almost beyond words. It's a complete humanitarian crisis as hospitals are collapsing under the pressure of a COVID explosion. If you look at the numbers, I looked this morning and thought there must be a mistake. It looks like they're almost literally off the charts. And in fact, these numbers I'm going to show you are probably underreported due to the poor infrastructure in much of India that is leading to people just dying in the streets.
He said in much of India, okay, because you got some rich Elamites over there, but they have a caste system. And at the bottom of that caste system, you're going to find your Jakes, okay, who they call the Untouchables. And they know that they're Jakes. That's why they treat them as such. And that's why they're over there catching hell pursuant to the curses. All right, so let's continue.
Not a figure of speech, and potentially not even being counted in the number of dead from COVID. So cases in India have surged to a pandemic high of 320,000 cases per day. India previously had just one peak in mid September. They did a good job for a long time. This new peak is more than three times worse their previous peak. And the deaths are just as bad, spiking most recently to about 2,000 deaths per day.
So, do you think that those Elamites over there don't want to get rid of those that they know are Jakes over there, the Untouchables? You think they don't want to get rid of them? So, this points to like a race specific type of activity, all right? Because they know that the Untouchables are Jakes, all right? Which is why they, you know, treat them as such. And the fact that the curses are on them, they don't even have to do anything. The Most High is the one got them, in slavery, all right? And put them to death right now. So those are things to consider when watching something, of this magnitude. So let's watch a little bit more.
And again, probably under reports of the real numbers because of the uh, disconnected and rural nature of much of India, where we just don't even know if these numbers are actually the full story. Now, I think it's important to understand as we sit in the United States and look at this that because of India's high population, India has 1.3, almost 1.4 billion people.
Well, right here in the United Snakes, all right, who do they say is catching COVID more than anybody else? Bunch of Jakes. Who's dying from COVID? They point at us and say, well, you guys are more susceptible. You're getting it more and you're dying more. Well, what is that? It's the same thing. The Most High is starting at his house, okay? And even with a place with as much so called money and wealth as the United States, the same thing is going on. They're just highlighting it over here in Elam, in the land of Elam.
We have about 330 million here in the US. We still have higher per capita case rates and per capita death rates than India.
So who would that be? That would be Jake, and they tell you about it all the time. Going back to some race specific bioweapon or whatever.
The start of the pandemic. The difference, of course, is that we never saw rates of growth like this. If this continues for even two more weeks, we could have a dramatically different story. And the level of hospital collapse that India is experiencing is different than what happened in the United States. We did get to full ICUs, and we had a very brief period where we were getting to the limit on ventilators. But what's happening with medical facilities and supplies in India is tragically almost unbelievable. They are out of ICU beds in many places. They are out of oxygen in many parts of.
Okay, enough on that. So anyway, right? You can give me a strike if you want to or whatever. That's going on. All right. I didn't say anything definitely. I'm saying I'm suggesting things, right? Whatever. I'm suggesting the truth. All right. So anyway, let's get some precepts, okay? Because ultimately we know what's going on. The Most High got you devils doing what He wants you to do. It's 2 Corinthians 2:11. lest Satan, the adversary, should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. All right, we know what you devils are up to. All right. This is the book of Sirach. 12. Sirach 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Right? Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. All right? So we know what these devils are up to. All right? Ultimately. All right? We'll get a couple more and go ahead and close it out. So as not to make it too long, Isaiah 10 and 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. Okay, well, hey, guess what? All right. I'll tell you what is a prescription for death. That jab. All right. They're scaring a bunch of people. Let's inflate some numbers. Let's kill a bunch of jakes while we're doing it. And then we got this prescription that you have to take. That's unrighteous. That's an unrighteous decree. Everybody. He causeth all. Okay? That's right and grievousness. That's a prescription for death. All right, so we could do this all day again. All right. And I mean, all they got to do is say, okay, well, now we got a quarantine, right? We got a quarantine, and here's your quarantine. Revelation 2 and 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you, untouchables, into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful until death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Okay? There's your quarantine. And here's your standard. Okay? Because they are going to come after us. They're going to come after us. Knocking on doors soon. Isaiah 59 and 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy, never trust him, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, because they're coming, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard, okay, against him. That standard, he's going to fly away. He's going to disappear. All right? He's going to cloak himself. All right? Spiritual power. All right? So with that, stand strong. Hope that the hopeful elect are edified. And with that, we're going to say shalom.